Here's how I gained 30 pounds in 10 months while staying lean. Growing up, I was one of those kids that really wanted a solid physique. Fast forward to today, I built up a pretty solid physique, and it's really taught me a lesson that I can do anything I put my mind to. But in this video, I'm going to show you everything that I did in my 10-month transformation so you can skip those awkward starting stages when you begin your lift journey and make progress instantly. Let's get right into it, man. Gaining weight so you can have a body that you're proud of is amazing as a skinny guy, but there are wrong ways that you can go about it. There are three general things that you need to build that physique that you're after. Number one is mindset. Number two, nutrition. And number three, of course, is the working out part of it. First thing I want to go over is the mindset part, and it's pretty fucking simple. If you believe that you can do something, you will do it. If you don't believe that you can do something, then you won't do it. All you really need is the confidence and to look long term in the future, and you will get that physique that you want. But it's not magic either. The reason why I'm saying look long term into the future is because the hardest part of the journey is getting started. See, me, when I saw a pump for the first time in the mirror, it kind of felt like an instant reward to see yourself, what I'm saying, jacked up and stuff like that. But I was still skinny. And if you want to really change your physique, it's going to take a long time. And that really does translate to business, building wealth, and building genuine skills. Nothing is going to happen overnight. It could take months. It could take years until you see progress that makes it feel like that you're really on track. But especially if you're a young guy that's trying to get in shape, now is a great time to do it because you're young, you have a lot of energy, and it's the best time to lock in. This will build you a solid foundation that consists of muscle, consistency, and discipline. And that foundation alone will get you ahead of 90% of the people in life. So if you're thinking about doing this, it's a no-brainer. Let's lock in. Moving on to number two, it's the nutrition part of it. See, when I first started going to the gym, all I wanted to do was gain weight. I didn't know how much. All I knew is that I wanted to get bigger. I didn't know how many carbs or gram of protein I should be consuming. I'm telling you, bro, every day at school, I was just eating whatever the lunch ladies would make. It could be like the most unnutritious meal, and I would eat it because my whole goal was to gain weight. So I would just eat, 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 eat. And I never had a bad eating habit. I never missed a meal. And this is great if you're trying to gain weight, but I wasn't consuming the right foods. And later, as time went down and I started gaining my weight, I started noticing that my stomach muscles were way less defined. I started looking like a type of skinny fat. Like I was skinny, but my stomach, man, I had a stomach. So if you're trying to gain weight, I definitely avoid the advice of just trying to eat more because that's what a lot of people are going to tell you. Because I found a way that you can gain weight while staying lean. Now I'm a freshman in college. I'm trying to gain weight again. I successfully already went from 140 pounds to 170. I maintained that size for a little bit, and now I'm pushing to be 185 pounds. But this time that I'm bulking, it's completely different. The first time, I was just eating whatever foods I feel like consuming. But this time, I am tracking every calorie that I'm eating because I have a specific goal. And that specific goal is to get to 185 pounds. So I'm tracking my progress every day so I can reach up to my goal. I'm not on a specific meal plan or anything like that. I just eat the foods that they make at the cafeteria. Some days I make my protein shakes to push me further towards my goal. But you might be in a completely different situation. So here are the three tips I would suggest if you're trying to bulk for the first time. Number one is to find a specific goal. Having a specific goal in mind is a cheat code so you know exactly what you're aiming for. So if you're trying to gain weight, build up just a nice physique, or gain strength, you need to break down step by step how you can get there so you can plan accordingly. Number two is to track according to your goals. Whatever your goal might be, you need to track your macros so that you can actually reach your goal. So for me personally, I'm trying to be 185 pounds. So what I'm doing is I'm consuming up to 185 G's of protein, around 3,000 calories. I aim for about 350 to 400 grams of carbs, and I try to keep like moderate fats, really under like 80. But whatever you might be doing might be different. Number three, Stick with the fucking plan. See, you can track your macros, you can know what you're gonna do, but if you don't stick with it, none of that is gonna matter. And this is where a lot of people fall off is because they see the long-term vision, they'll do it for like 2 weeks and then they'll give up. So if you actually want to change in the same time span that I did, for me it took 10 months, for you it might take like 7, but you have to stick with it no matter what. Now let's move on to number 3, the working out part of it. See, bro, when I first started lifting, I was lifting just to be lifting. I would just go through the motions. At the time, I was going with my friend, so going with him was really fun to hang out. But it got to the point where I was frustrated because I wasn't seeing any progress. And that's when I realized that nothing is going to change if nothing changes. So what I started doing was I started going for more optimal lifts. Instead of ego lifting and going for like 4 reps, I started going for the 8 to 10 rep range. And at this point, I was trying to target every single muscle. I wasn't trying to skip a beat. And there were 3 lifts that I did to really improve my strength and my physique that really helped me like dial in and lock in. All right, and one of those lifts is back squats. See, when I was training with my friend, we used to undertrain legs like a motherfucker. And my legs really did start to suffer a lot. So every time that I go on my leg day, even if I don't feel like doing it, I hop under the squat bar and try to give the most effort that I can for that day to keep my legs sharp because I already know I have naturally skinny legs. And if I don't train with intensity on my legs, and I'm gonna look, a little off. And the second lift that I really, really focused on was my overhead shoulder press because my shoulders, before I started, go to the gym and stuff like that, I had naturally small shoulders. So that's something that I really wanted was those nice front delts, and doing the overhead shoulder press is great for your physique and it really does translate well with your strength IRL. And I definitely have to say the biggest change in my training was the way that I train my biceps. I used to grab the dumbbells and really just try to like throw around whatever weight that I can and like with no controlled form or anything like that. Nowadays, I'll stick to a cable, grab like a straight bar or something like that, and really try to, feel the weight, control the weight so my biceps can actually grow. And doing that, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I literally have stretch marks from how much my biceps have grown. Now that I have the knowledge that I do today when it comes to going to the gym, here are 3 things I would tell myself if I were to walk in the gym for the very first time again. Number 1 has to be don't chase the numbers, chase the time under tension. See, when I used to train a lot, I used to go for a whole bunch of 1 rep maxes, but that's not going to effectively grow your muscles the way that you want to if you're trying to build up your physique. Lower the weight and aim for about 10 reps, really struggling on those reps, and your muscles will grow better than if you're just benching 225 just one time. Number 2 is that you need to structure your workouts. See, back when I was going with bro for the first time, we would do some lifts this day, other lifts this day. We didn't have like a consistent pattern. So whenever you structure your workout and you can actually, have like a schedule of what you're doing, your gains will increase. I promise. And the last one, number 3, is to give as much effort as you can on that day. Some days you might be tired, and that is perfectly fine because you still went to the gym. So if you can't give as much effort as you went the previous day, just try to give the maximum amount of effort that you can give on that day. Doing this consistently will grow your muscles. I'm not saying go to the gym every day and attempt a PR, but what I'm saying is, depending on how you're feeling that day, try to reach to the max of that. I have those days too where I don't really feel like pushing myself to the max that I can for that day. And so what I like to do is I like to just, take a moment, look into the future. If I go hard today like this, what would I look like in a month? So if you're feeling kind of down and don't really feel like training to your maximum capability, just take a moment and think, look into the future, and imagine how you look. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Those are the things that I did to gain 30 pounds in 10 months while staying lean. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like it for me. Go ahead and press that subscribe if you really enjoyed the video. And if you're a guy who is struggling to start his gym journey or just want someone to talk about when it comes to working out, I have made a Discord. It's not that active right now, but I'm damn sure gonna reply if you text them to it. So come through, leave a chat, and I'll see you guys in the next one.